everyone, Ment here. That was Charlie Christian's solo on Benny's Bugle, a cool little blues from the Charlie Christian album, The Original Guitar Hero. This is my second live lesson talking about some Charlie Christianisms and some of the things I've learned from his playing and some of the things I continue to learn and go back to and just spend time with, because who better to do that than Charlie Christian, you know, the father of the electric guitar, right? So the last lesson I talked about some of the stuff from his solo in Grand Slam, which is a blues in F, recorded with Benny Goodman. This solo, Benny's Bugle, is a blues in B flat. Both of these solos will be a part of my course, and talking about just kind of how he addresses the blues and some of the swing stylings and bebop stylings he was getting at. An awesome course, I think, that people really enjoy if you're getting into jazz guitar, or if you're getting into Western swing, or even just want to put some jazzy elements into your rock or blues country playing. There's a lot to learn here, and there's some really cool things just above and beyond the playing and the notes that I think we can all really benefit as guitarists, no matter our genre, that I would like to shed some light into when it comes to Charlie Christian. So what I thought I would do today is talk about two little things in this solo, and I will expand on this much more in my course, but for now I just want to give you two little snippets that I think are pretty cool. The first one is literally the opening lick. This it comes off the beat 2, so I'm going to say 1. So what's really cool about this lick is it grabs your attention. It's this awesome raking and then a scale run down. I'm not going to overanalyze it too much with scales and stuff. I don't really think like that. I think more of the notes with around chords. But what we're playing is this, we're in B flat and we're just playing a B flat triad and we're just going right up. So it's like 1. So you could just practice all downstrokes playing from the 4th string all the way to the 1st string, playing B flat, D, F, B flat. So it'd be like 1, 1. And this is something that you definitely hear a lot in Charlie's playing. He always will use that kind of B flat, chord start, or really in any key, I should say. But, taking that major chord and just going up it. So, and then what's cool after this is he just comes down his notes. So we've got A flat, G, F, E flat. So just going backwards in the alphabet, basically, in our musical alphabet. And then he comes down to this D flat and then approaches the D. That is something you're going to hear him do all the time, playing this, that kind of thing, where he encircles the 3rd of the chord, the D. So that's something to definitely practice and get in your playing, when you just take the 3rd and just come up from a different note. So if you can start on E flat, you can start on F, go from G, go from A flat, go from B flat, right? And so that is a really easy way of building a longer line, of literally taking one simple idea and then just throwing notes to it. You can also experiment doing that on different beats. So what we could say, let me get in my head of myself. We could say like on beat 1, so 1 and 2 and, right? Or we could go on the and of 1. 1 and 2 and 3. I kind of like that one more because it lines everything up and you come out right. Let's try it on the G. We can go on 1 and 2 and 3. That comes out right. If we do it on the and, 1. Right? On the A flat. On the and of A, on the and of 1, 1. And then on the B flat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's something, and depending on where you wanna land on your lick, a cool thing you can do. Let's say if you don't want to land on the and, you can just play B flat or the 1 at the end. So you could go 1 and 2 and 3, right? You land right on the the B flat. That's fine. Now from the A flat, from the B flat. So you got to experiment and kind of see what you like there. There is a little secret pattern in there, I will say. I'm sure you can figure it out. Just spend some time with it and kind of figuring out how to land on the strong beat opposed to the weak beat. Or if you want to land on the weak beat, that's fine too. So you've got this cool little rake idea, and then just down the notes. And then you can end it however you want. Going to F, up, or down to the B flat, landed just on the D, up to the A flat. You experiment around with something like that. It's a really cool little idea that you're going to hear that all over his playing. So that's one idea. The second idea that I would like to share is what he typically does over dominant chords or seventh chords. For instance, an E flat, you have at the 6th fret here. You've got E flat, B flat, D flat, and G. So a really common kind of jazz blues grip is to play it like this. This is an E flat 9. You've got F, D flat. Goodness, what am I doing here? G and E flat. I just kind of had like a mental lapse there. Sorry. So F, D flat, G and E flat. I don't know why that happened. So there's your E flat chord, right? That's with the 9 in it. We can also add a 13 in it. So if this is that without the bass, you can add the C. That's the 13 or the 6, however you want to say that. So what he would often do over these dominant chords is just play up the arpeggio. So that's G, B flat, D flat, F, and then you can come down. And see, we're borrowing from that first little thing there. So you've got 1, 2, right? So maybe on the second bar of a blues, you've got B flat 2, 3, 4, E flat. And that works great. Another thing we can do, go up and jump up to the 13. That's something that you would do, and I really think he's thinking out of these shapes. And I know it's kind of, the shapes lend themselves to the fingerings and the sounds and vice versa. You can't really say which one comes first, but the reason I really think he's thinking of these shapes is he's playing a lot of lines that will go and literally outline the entire chord. He's literally playing up a chord. And he's done that with other ideas like, which is another kind of Charlie Christian lick. Get the chorus and you'll learn that one too. But he's literally playing chord grips, and it's brilliant. So try taking that chord grip and resolving it. So you might go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Or a little sooner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You know, you got to mess around with the tempo and the timing of it, but that is definitely what he's doing there. He's playing the chord grips. So anything like that. Now, don't just stop there. Think about, okay, well, how could I make some more interesting chord grips? That's a 13. What if I wanted to make a flat 5? I think that's kind of the next most common one. Well, check this out. Just play up the chord. So you might go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1. Right? same kind of thing. He's literally playing up a grip, so take any grips you know and just play up them. So we've got, in our kind of data bank, we've got this 9, so just playing that B flat 9. And then I'm just stealing from my first kind of idea of just playing down these kind of boxed shapes. So that's the 9. Now let's extend it to the 5th. Now let's extend it to the 13th or the 6th. Right? And now let's extend it to that flat 5. So that's a really good way of kind of getting those sounds in your ears, but also not just getting the sounds and the chords, but also some lead lines out of it. So again, you know, if you're at the second bar of a blues, we just went 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That works great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Let's try another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I mean, you just mess around with the rhythm of it. And depending on how you want to come out, you can either play through the bar line, or you can, you know, shrink the rhythm, or make it, you know, what's the technical term? I don't know, whatever. But you can, you know, add triplets or 16th notes to make it fit, right? And that's something that, you know, you just got to get a feel for it if you're playing with yourself and just kind of getting the tempo right. But that's a really cool idea to use. And kind of my philosophy of a lot of this stuff, when you're learning, what goes up must come down. So we could do this, but we can also do this. Right? And you can do it from here. It's the same thing. So again, you know, you might be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Awesome, right? And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. It's sweet. This stuff is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So run with that and just mess around. Take a little chord, right? The B flat that we did at the beginning, we went, and we played up the chord, then came down the scale of notes, or the chord notes, however you want to say it. And then we talked about just taking little chord grips and playing up and down them and just altering them and getting those sounds in our ears. There's so much you can do with just that. So take little small chunks and apply it to like what we were just doing. I'll play a little more here. I'm just going a bar of B flat to a bar of E flat. So 1, 2, 3. Right? That's a whole statement. Here's another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Here's another one. 1, 2, 3. That's me combining two, and that's a cool thing you can do. I combined the 13 and then the flat 5. I'll do something like that again, hopefully. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, just mess around with stuff like that, and you will get very, very, very far just with those kinds of things. So check that out. And then what I would do is go look at the archive stuff. There's one on my Instagram page, and there's one on YouTube. It's the same thing, and that goes over the Grand Slam solo that Charlie Christian does. It's a blues in F. It's a really cool solo. And then stay tuned for this course that will be coming out this Friday, going over those 4 blues solos from the Charlie Christian, the original Guitar Hero album. I think that's like the one everyone has heard. Really cool one, and I look forward to that. So thank you, and I'll see you guys soon.